I'm gonna start working on getting this bridge installed in here, getting the bridge abutments put in, and I've also started to remove some of the excess dirt I threw down here, and you can kind of see what I did by dumping all that dirt. All that dirt just kind of fills in the cracks, and what I will do, maybe I'll get to that tonight. I'll wet this down with some water and a drop of dish detergent so it soaks into the dirt, and then I'll take a mix of glue, 50% water, 50% glue, and drizzle it on here to hold all this dirt in place where I want it to pile up and accumulate. So and you can just see here how it just kind of fills in nicely and makes, I don't know, makes it look more organic, so to speak, more natural, at least I think. And all these castings here of these rocks, I mean, I just made them out of 2 sets of molds, okay? This one and not 2 sets of mold, but I made all these castings. All these castings that I've made here, I've just made out of 2 different molds. This one here, and this one. And all you need to do, you don't really need that much more than that, is just, rearrange things, turn them upside down. Maybe some parts of the rocks I sanded off so they would be flush on the riverbed, but it ends up looking like I've got made these out of dozens of different molds, and it's actually just 2 separate molds, and it's just a matter of rearranging and flipping pieces around and arranging them together, and even sometimes using some fragments and broken pieces too of castings that broke. So anyway, let me get going on putting this bridge in. Actually, I'm not so sure how much I'm going to get done tonight, because all my aspirations are going to, at some point, be trumped by a family that wants to watch the Winter Olympics. Actually, I want to watch them too, so it'll probably happen after supper. Let me just get this lined up. I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and just trace a rough outline of the bridge and the foam here. I'm going to be removing some of the excess around here. Okay. There. Just to give it a little outline here, so I know roughly where to locate this thing. There. Alright. I don't want my bridge abutment to be directly underneath right there, so I kind of draw a rough center line here. There. Where this is going to end up setting. Like that. And I've got my abutments cast, and they actually came out a little bit, last ones I did were a little bit warped. This isn't nearly as bad. I made a plaster support here. Just kind of poured a bowl full of plaster and then set the mold in with the original die, and it kind of adds a little bit of support to the mold itself. Keeps the castings flatter. So got that. I'm going to be cutting them down and shaping them a little bit. So I'm going to have the detail where I got the board, simulated boards here. Normally you can see that from the concrete form itself. I probably would have used metal forms nowadays for doing something like this, but I thought it'd be cool to get a nice little detail. Anyway, they'll be on the part of the abutment that faces outward, so, and everything else will be partially or mostly buried by foam or dirt or foliage and stuff like that. So, okay, I think the center line of these is gonna, this is going to be buried a fair amount, so actually I don't think I need to have this whole length of abutment here. So let me cut it down to size. Cut this out a little bit shallower than the edge of the roadbed here because to compensate for the thickness of the bridge itself. This is where it gets a little tricky. Not too bad. Height I want, and I might slice a little bit down here. I've got to take a chunk of row bed and glue a section in here on top of the foam so it runs up as close to the edge of the bridge. And someone made a good point, one of the viewers, that said I should have run this hull out and cut it diagonally so it was smooth instead of jagged, but I think at the time I figured, well, I'm going to have ballast filling in this anyway. It's not going to be noticeable, but I got a pretty good point. So hindsight is 20/20. No one will notice the difference unless I decide to point it out. All right, let me go do the other side. It's again another situation where I'm not going to need the full height of the my abutment, just about half the height. So I'll go ahead and cut this one too.